Did you make that?
Silent Hill TDS, J. Leo, Hitchhikers, check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, your romaine. Soppy ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighting up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions with my rations getting low. Get down on the floor, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this sweet too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze in a blaze, I got heat to throw. Then I'm let the heater flow and send it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the day before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas wanna end me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of character, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in F doom hits. The sun god bringing some light, now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs when writing scripts, namaste but conquering. Conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Cheer. Hey. Cheer. What's up? What is up? Yes. You are not seeing things. Yes, look at the time. I know. I get it. Please, as always, it's your boy, Wildcard Marn, here with another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Al Edition. Yes, episode 179. And yes, that is, as always, the unofficial theme song by the homie 40 Water, aka Silent Hill TDS. Him and J. Leo Pelmu Devil Dancer song. You know what it is. You see it's going about the street. Going over to YouTube, go show them cats some love on Hitchhikers. And while you're over there on YouTube, go show us some love over here at I.O.W. Sports, I.O.W. Sports Network. That's the YouTube page address. That's every last bit of content we have. Every last bit of it. We're also on Instagram. So while you're looking at your Instagram models, going over, give us a share, give us a follow. I.O.W. Sports Network. We on Twitter. While you're arguing and cussing out people on Twitter, go over there, go show them some love, share and a follow on I.O.W. Sports 1 on Twitter. And most importantly, go on over to the Facebook and try not to get locked up by Zuckerberg. Unlike my ass, I get locked up all the time. And go follow the I.O.W. Sports Network page. Gives everybody a chance to make it publicly, to give their take, give their opinion on sports. Drop a comment, drop a funny meme. You got a sports podcast. Share your content. Got a podcast. Share your content. Got a small business. Share your goods and services with the people so we know what you got. Now that we got all that out of the way, reason why I'm here at 11 instead of midnight is because I did obtain some work with the company, and I have to be very early. And although I am a night owl, I was late a couple of times in my first week, and I missed a couple of shows. I was tired. I was up early all day, and just to ensure that I still deliver great content, great shows for my faithful viewers, I moved the show up to 11 instead of midnight. It may seem like it don't make a difference, but it does. That 1 hour does make a difference. So, because right now, like if I'd have kept it at midnight about right this time between 11:15 and 11:30, I wouldn't have made it to 12 o'clock. I'm just being honest. Just because now my body's starting to get used to being up early. So that's the reason why the time has changed. So please take a note of it. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will see this face unless given some type of notification that I'm on vacation or I'm just sick, as a dog, can't make it. I got a family emergency. That's the only way you will not see my face Monday through Thursday, 11 p.m. And that's a promise. All right? And it'll have to take something very serious for me to not to do the show Monday through Thursday. Like I said, if I'm out of town, and those are possibilities I might do a show. I don't know if I take my equipment with me or, like I said, some type of emergency. So let's hop in the comments and see what we got in the building. Yes, Matt's in the building, and he's just rubbing it in my face about these Yankees. 26-9, best record in all of MLB. Now on to your show. Good one, Matt. Good one. Yak it up, buddy. Yak it up. I want you to keep it up. Keep it up. I want you to yak away. I want you to just live it up. Live it up, live it up, live it up, and just keep going at it about your Yankees. See, because here's the thing about baseball. It's not how you start the season. It's how you finish it. Well, I mean, that's obvious. Come on, let's be honest. That's the mantra of any sports team in any sports league. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. Yes, I know. Cliche. Very cliche. But for me, and especially with the game of baseball, it tends to always fall that way. It tends to always seems that the teams who start hot at the beginning of the season, more times than not, they're not there at the end of the season. Well, even if they do get there, some choke a lot. And it's been, and Matt don't know this. What, 08, last World Series title? A little bit of something that the Yankees fans faithful aren't used to. Aren't used to not having a championship in hell, it's almost been 14, 15 years. Not used to this. 09. A-Rod's only championship. Alex Rodriguez made sure he got one before MLB got tired of him, kicked his ass out. So there you have it. I mean, let's look. Ask the defending world champion Atlanta Braves on how it's more important how you finish than how you start. That team they started ugly. Barely scratching 500, if that, within the first month. Trade deadline comes in July. They get Jorge Soler from our Royals. A couple other guys. I forget. I think, was it Duvall? I can't remember. They got a couple of guys on the trade deadline. One from the Marlins. I can't remember his name. I think it wasn't Remuto. I can't remember. But the Braves made a couple. I know for sure Jorge Soler because obviously I'm a Royals fan, so I knew we lost him. But a couple other players that they made, they traded for at the deadline. And it turned their season around. Get a World Series. I mean, and I'm not going to knock you, Matt. Matter of fact, I'm not going to knock any Yankees fan for jumping up for joy right now. Everybody should be happy when their team is doing well. Obviously, me being a Royals fan, I ain't had nothing been happy since 2014, 2015. Back-to-back World Series appearances. Should have been two in a row, but, should have won two in a row. But, it is what it is. But, and here's the thing. You're right, Matt. You say as a Yankee fan, I expect the World Series every year with the payroll they have. I'm not someone who says we're going to win it every year or any year for that matter. And I respect your opinion. But here's the thing. I want to look at the part when you say you expect a World Series every year, because that's what you're accustomed to as a Yankees fan. Being a Yankees fan, you're accustomed to winning. If not at least winning the World Series, you better be damn near close to winning it. Like, you better lose in the ALCS or you better lose in the World Series. Am I right or wrong, man? Like, you need to at least be in the position to win the damn thing. That's your expectations as a Yankees fan. And it should be. The history's there. Most championships out of any sports team in any sports league. 27. Or is it 28? I'm pretty sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. So it's things like that. And when you get faithful followers of a sports team, there's certain expectations. Cowboys. Look at these silly Cowboys fans. Look at these silly Cowboys fans. Their expectations are unrealistic, let's be honest. Super Bowl every year. We're going to the ship. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win it. That's your expectations every year. Only problem is they don't have a team that's capable of making that happen. The Yankees, more than likely, they got a hell of a lot of talent. But you know what always stops them from winning championships? Injuries. Injuries stop them. These hitters, these big hitters that they got, Judge, Stanton, is boom or bust for them guys. They're not hitting for a lot of doubles, a lot of singles. Boom or bust. So when you're batting boom or bust, you leave yourself susceptible or suspect of getting a lot of strikeouts. And I agree with you, Matt. Listen, when you have a payroll in baseball upwards of $200 million, you would expect it to. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know what that is to have a $200 million payroll as a Royals fan. I don't even think they ever had $2 million in the bank account. It's always been a small market team. Losing, be able to build your farm system money, getting a lot of good high draft picks. That's for sure. Royals never had a problem with the farm system. But they're not loaded with players making 10 years, $300+ million. And those players don't exist on the Royals. But my main point is that when you have expectations, certain expectations, and they don't get met, to me, the best option is to tweak certain things about your organization on your team. And that brings us to the conversation that me and Matt was having on the Facebook page. Here you have the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns. Oh, come on, Matt. You know better. They doing that right now. They are doing that right now. 289 and 296 right now. And you know good and damn well that asking for those two, especially Stanton and Judge, to be consistently hitting 289 and 296 for a whole season, you know that is not possible. Well, okay, I take it back. I'm not going to say it's not possible. It's highly, It's highly that it won't that it won't happen. More times than not, it won't happen that those two are going to be hitting 289 and 296 by the time September. That's all I'm saying. And until I can see the season that those two, one, stay healthy for majority of the season and maintain that their bats don't go into cold spurts. Until I can see that happen, then I'll agree 100% with what you're doing. But here's the thing, man, we're talking about a month and what, a weekend, 2 weeks into the season. I get it. You're excited. You get it. A lot can transpire. A lot can transpire in the baseball season. You know better than a lot of people who loves baseball, man. You know, you know that how that damn Major League Baseball season go up and down, up and down. I don't like that all or nothing approach that this team was originally built on. Small ball is the way to go. Judge always bats around 280, 290. You probably know more than me. I'll double check those stats, but I believe you. But I do agree with you that small ball is the way to go. Me personally, who's played baseball, I was never a home run hitter, and someone that loves baseball as much as I love the home run. A solo home run is cool and all, but it's not often that you're going to win a 1-0 game on a solo home run. It can happen, of course. But just hitting solo home runs, not hitting for, crap ton of RBIs, being a boom or bust hitter is pretty much what's popping. I get it. I only come at you about the Yankees since you like to trash my Giants and Knicks. I got nothing else going for my sports team. I'm glad you admit it. Hey, there's the truth. Hey, but you know what? Be happy about your Yankees, because you should be. Your Giants ain't worth the damn. They got a lot of work to do. The Knicks don't know if they want to be successful or be a trash team. They don't know. Last year they made playoffs, won at least one game. This year they can't even get close to the playing. So I'm not sure what the Knicks want to be. Are you a Rangers fan at least, Matt? Or do you at least watch the hockey team, the Rangers? Come on, they just made it to the second round. So you can be proud of that. You can you can be proud of that. I know you keep it real. I know you do. But no, and this was the conversation me and Matt were having on the Facebook page. You got the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. Embarrassing way to go out. There's no way about it. There's no other way to talk about it. All right. But here's why I'm at with the Suns. Let's get one thing straight, and this is all my opinions. Nobody has to agree with it. We need to understand that Chris Paul is not a superstar. He's not the superstar on that team. Is he a key piece? Yes, he's important to the Suns, but he is not a superstar. That is Devin Booker's role. And a person like Chris Paul, the seasoned veteran, he did not play well. Matter of fact, the last few games he played were very uncharacteristic. High turnovers, reluctant to take shots, or just flat out missing shots. But it's not him alone. And this is the thing that's especially today after the straight beatdown that they got in Game 7 from the Dallas Mavericks, a lot of the shoulder of the blame is going to go straight to Chris Paul. Because he's been in that position more than once. The collapses with the Clippers, with Lob City. I get it. Had some injuries. Not only did he have some, Blake got hurt. Blake Griffin, who was a key part of that offense back there. You know, Chris Paul, Chris Paul and pretty much Doc Rivers have been tied to the hip of non-playoff success for the last few years. Some of it was together and some separate. And so Chris Paul is going to get all the memes. He's going to get all the jokes, everything thrown his way. But I'll say this. Chris Paul, to me, had the last two greatest chances for him to win the championship. Last year, he was in the finals, lost game 6. This year, he was a number 1 overall seed. And so when a 64-win team makes it as a number 1 overall seed and can't even get to the conference finals after the year that they just got bumped out the finals in game 6, to me, now your ceiling has been hit. Your ceiling has been hit on what this team is capable of as currently constructed. Because this is the same roster that was in the finals. And this is the same roster that just got their ass whooped in game 7. And guess what? You were up 2-0 in the series. You were up 2-0 in the series. Monty Williams is to blame also for yesterday's game. They weren't prepared at all. I don't know. I just think I don't know if you can really blame Monty Williams for what happened yesterday. And the reason why I say that, Matt, is because you look at the defense by the players weren't great by Phoenix Suns. Well, I'll say this. Luka killed him, right? He was unguardable. Luka Doncic was unguardable last night. It didn't matter who the Phoenix Suns tried to put on. They tried to put DeAndre Ayton on. He tossed him. They tried to put Cam Johnson on. Toast him. Tried to put Booker on. Toast him. Tried to put CP3 on. Toast. Anybody that was in a Suns uniform yesterday had no damn shot. No damn shot at beating him. Okay, now I agree with this statement. He's blamed for part of it, yes. Because when you're up 2-0, he has to coach his team to finish it. And he has to coach in a mentality to finish it. So I'll give you that, Matt. Monty Williams gets a small piece of that. Percentage-wise, I don't know. I haven't thought about divvying up the pie or who's to blame. But when it comes to that game yesterday, got outplayed, out-hustled, we got outshot. It wasn't not just Luka getting in. Then all of a sudden you see Brunson getting little point guard getting in. You see Spencer Dinwiddie getting in. So those two finally jumped on the train and was like, Luka, man, you over here destroying these cats. Let's get some of that too. And so that's just bad defense. Defense didn't stop nobody yesterday. Phoenix Suns defense didn't stop nobody yesterday. So they deserve some blame on their defense. It was piss poor. And then yesterday it was just literally a combination of Phoenix couldn't stop nobody, and Phoenix couldn't score. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's what do you do? That game was over at halftime. Only reason why I stuck to watch it in the third quarter is to see if Phoenix was going to try to put up a fight, and they just didn't have it in them. You know, Phoenix picked the wrong night, picked the wrong time to just couldn't hit nothing, couldn't guard nothing. I mean, some might blame Monty Williams for pulling the trigger on, pulling the starters too quick midway through the third quarter and sitting them down for the rest. Well, what are you supposed to do? You know? And yeah, I agree with you, Matt. You know, what did Monty say to get them fired up for the second half? Because they came out in the third even worse. I mean, you're right. Who knows what he said? And I get exactly where you're at because we both play sports, man. And, you know, you want your coach to find some type of right words to spark something in you to get you going. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go guard somebody now. All right. I'm gonna go make better shots. Well, let's take better shot selections first of all. Phoenix Suns didn't take good shot selections, and I agree with you. It wasn't a sense urgency. So by that time, I might as well empty the bench, find a spark somewhere. It couldn't. Even the backups of Dallas was doing their thing yesterday. Anybody else wearing a Dallas Mavericks jersey yesterday, boy, you was about to get some playing time. You was about to get some playing time. But to wrap all this big conversation into what's the main point of what I'm saying is that when you got 18 like the Phoenix Suns just won 64 games, gets bumped out the second round, went to the finals last year, go to game 6. So what I'm saying is we've seen their ceiling with this team constructed as it is. They're going to have to make minor adjustments. I don't need them to make big adjustments. You're a 64-win team. You don't need to add a Kevin Durant like a 73 Warriors team. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you're going to need to find somebody that's going to be more consistent on the offensive side. Unfortunately, Jay Crowder. I'm sorry, have you seen anybody wear Dallas Mavericks jersey? It's only a Dirk jersey. I've seen people wear Dirk jersey. Dirk Nowitzki was that dude. I've seen a Dirk jersey. And there's a lot of there's a lot of Doncic, Luka Doncic jerseys out there now too. What's up, Smitty? How you doing, brother? The Suns got to add me. Suns got to do something because if you make it to the finals, lose in 6, you come back next year, actually have a better regular season record. You have a better overall playoff seeding, and you don't even make it to the conference finals. Now I've seen your ceiling as this team is currently constructed. Now, if the Suns want to stay with this team next year, by all means, guess what? You'll probably get 60 wins. But we've seen your ceiling. It doesn't involve a championship. It may get you to the dance. It may get you to the playoffs. But we've seen your ceiling of the Phoenix Suns. We've seen as far as you can get as this team is currently constructed. Look, I'm not a hater of Jay Crowder. I'm not. But Jay Crowder, he's not going to be consistent on the offensive side. He's not. Where was Jay Crowder at these last few games? Are we saying that Jay? Are we saying that James? Not James. Jay Crowder was the catalyst to anything for the Suns? I would look at possibly moving him. Look, I would look at possibly getting another point guard. I like Chris Paul. I love Chris Paul. You know, after the talk that we had on the day show with Mel, I'm starting to have doubts whether he's in my top 5. I'm still sticking to my guns. He's in my top 5, but there were some major points that were said today in today's episode. So if you want to go to YouTube, check out episode 152. Great conversation we had. Hey, dude, you know, who knows? And yes, oh, Matt, you're 100%. That's what I'm getting at. They can use a surefire 6-man to run the second unit. You know, is it Cameron Payne? I don't know, or Cameron Johnson? I don't know. I don't know if it's him. He was getting cooked by Luka. You know, and I hear you, Anthony. The Phoenix Suns are constructed as a good team. They are. But their ceiling is not winning a championship. It's 2 years in a row. This same team constructed. They lose in the finals, and then they get 64 wins and get bumped out the second round. We've seen your ceiling. And so, as good as these other players are, there's possible ways that you could probably shuffle some, make small, personal, small little transactions. That's it. That I'm not asking him to bring in Kevin Durant. You don't need to blow up your team for a superstar. You got one in Booker. He just picked the wrong time to go flat on the shooter. You got a surefire Hall of Famer in Chris Paul. And as much as I love Chris Paul, I think the man's cursed. Can't find a way to get to that championship ring. I mean, and he'll be 38. Well, he'll be 37 because he just turned 37 May 6th. So, I mean, look at the rest. Cameron Johnson, he gets 20 minutes last night. JaVale McGee. I think you keep JaVale McGee. I'm sorry, Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder is not consistent enough as a shooter to continually to put him in the lineup and have him take 6 threes and he's only making one of them. Jay Crowder he's not that sharpshooter guy. I love Jay Crowder. He can give you some good minutes, can play defense, can rebound. But if you're asking him to be a good contributor, yeah, and that's probably one thing that baffles me too. I'm not sure why DeAndre Ayton only played 17 minutes. There's got to be something behind that. I'm pretty sure that we'll hear something tomorrow or the next sometime this week, because you already know it's only going to take a few days for somebody to, say something to the media, and it'll some reports get leaked out about some unhappiness, how things went down. I think there's something behind the reason why DeAndre only played 17 minutes. And I hope we get the explanation, a real explanation from Monty Williams. I doubt it. But there needs to be there's something that's going to come out about that. What's his name? Mikal Bridges. He averaged 14 points this season, 4 rebounds, about 2 assists. So he's not going to blow you off the charts. Majority of these cats are young of the Suns. But Cameron Payne, he has to be more consistent as a point guard. Elfrid Payton hasn't been playing a lot. But, there's a couple of names on here. I'm looking at Jay Crowder, Elfrid Payton, Torrey Craig, and Wainwright. Some of these guys, they either get no minutes or they just there to fill up the roster. But if you're going to fill up your roster, give me a shutdown defender. Because obviously the defense is what helped this collapse. When you're up 2-0, terrible defense and inconsistent shooting is what happens. And this is that was the result. That game 7 was the result of terrible defense and cold shooting. The two worst enemies that took down the Phoenix Suns. And if you want to be quite frank, those probably weaknesses been there. But when you got 64 wins, that covers a lot. You know, that was an exposure. That was an exposure of the Phoenix Suns. That past series against Dallas. Every team has weaknesses. Every team does. And so when you get a team that Dallas just exposed, what the Phoenix Suns, they got to do something. It don't need to be drastic because obviously you're a 64-win team, so you're good, but you're not great. You're not championship winners. So I just think we've seen the ceiling on this Phoenix Suns team as currently constructed. If they decide to keep that team how it's currently constructed going into next year, I can't pick them as a favorite. I pick them as a team that'll be there. You know, towards the end of April comes playoff time as being an overall 1 seed. Yeah, of course. But if that's everybody's ultimate goal is to be a number 1 seed in the playoffs, then by all means, I like championship teams. I like rooting for championship teams. So, Suns, man, just tweak a little. You ain't got to do a lot. Just tweak a little. I mean, you know, what else do you say about that? You tweak a little. Shout out to the Boston Celtics. They did the thing. Great defense. What they Ime Udoka or Udoka. Ime Udoka. I'm probably butchering the Boston Celtics coach name up, and I apologize. Ime Udoka. I know Monty Williams got Coach of the Year, but I definitely would have went with Ime Udoka, and it's not based off their playoff success. We all got to remember that the Boston Celtics at one time were one of the bottom teams in the East. Like they were like 9th or 10th at some point. And then next, you know, after All-Star break, they become one of the hottest teams. They even jumped up as far as the 1 seed in the East. And eventually Miami ended up taking the 1 seed. But this is at one point in time that people were looking at the Celtics like, what the hell is going on with them? And next thing you know, they're like, you know, first-year head coach. There it is. No more Brad Stevens. Yep, they're not worth nothing anymore. Look at them. Just being terrible. And then next thing you know, boom, take off. Defense gets better. They start shutting cats down. And then on full display for all of the world to see in the playoff times, they put on what they've been doing. Whether you like Boston, anything Boston, I know I'm not a fan of anything Boston, but I got to give them their props. Boston Celtics did fantastic in making sure that they turned their season around. Hence, it's not about where you start, it's where you finish. All right. But I would have gave him Coach of the Year to Ime Udoka, Boston Celtics coach. And not just based off their playoffs run that they're on right now, because what they did in the regular season by literally dragging themselves out the bottom of the play-in tournament pretty much to the top of the East. Got to commend it. And as a rookie, and it doesn't hurt. You got a good roster. You know, they had the perfect recipe yesterday. Couldn't miss. Shooting all over the gym. Jason Tatum did his thing. Jaylen Brown does his thing. You know, got good contributions from Grant Williams yesterday. That guy never makes 7 threes, probably ever again. He'll probably never get another chance to attempt 18 like he did yesterday. No, but I mean, we're gonna get some exciting conference finals. All right, it's going to be very exciting. You're talking about Warriors and Mavericks. I said it earlier. I said it earlier. If I'm Steve Kerr, I am going to my players and saying, hey, shut everybody else down. Let them have the Luka Doncic show. I don't give a damn. Obviously, you saw it with Phoenix. He's unguardable. Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. Warriors in 5. I said the same thing earlier. Warriors in 5. Warriors have to do what they do best. They play good team defense. So continue that. But I would let Luka Doncic do the Luka show all you want. But I need to shut everybody else down. That Spencer did what he did against Phoenix in that series, can't let him do it. What Bronson was doing in that Phoenix series, can't let him do it. I'm shutting every last person down in the Mavericks uniform down. Because Luka's going to get his. Luka Doncic is going to get his. He's unguardable. I'm not going to waste Draymond Green trying to guard him. One, he's too old and too slow. He can't keep up with Luka. Luka got too many moves for him. He'll foul him out before the fourth quarter even is. You could possibly put Wiggins on him. He's probably quicker enough and younger enough to sit with Luka, possibly. But do know if you put Wiggins as a defensive assignment on Luka, don't expect much on the offensive side because it's going to take a lot of energy to guard Luka. So you got to take one or the other. You know, Clay got to be Clay. Steph got to be Steph. Let's not forget Jordan Poole is come on now. He's looking good. Jonathan Kuminga, Toscana. You know, Dallas surprises beating the Suns, but there is no way in hell Dallas beats Warriors. If that happens, NBA is fake. You know, I'm not mad at that take, Anthony. I'm not mad at it. If Golden State shooters catch fire, it's going to be a wrap by the end of game 2. I'll say this. Here's my thing about Golden State. They got to have a better shot selection in this series than they did against Memphis. Because when John Moran is out halfway through that series, they should have swept them 2-0 or 4-0. You know, that series shouldn't have gone game 6. Anytime that you know, the best player on the team is not there, pretty much responsible for a good chunk of their offensive production, you got to take advantage of that. You got to put these guys out of commission. They got to go. You played around with them to game 6 and had one embarrassing moment that they literally dog walked you. So like before that beat down that the Suns got last night, the beat down that the Warriors got from the Grizzlies was probably the worst beat down of the playoffs until that happened. So the Warriors they gotta be play more sound basketball. Need better shot selection. I know you guys can shoot the 3. That's what put you guys on the map. Pretty much that's what changed the landscape of the NBA. You guys. With the Golden State Warriors changed the way that a lot of people play basketball. Yeah, they're going to take one game. That's it. And that's why I said 5. The Warriors are going to win this one, but there's going to be one game that Luka's going to go off for like 50. He's going to be unguardable, and he's just going to have enough contribution from the rest of the Dallas Mavericks team to steal at least one game. And that's going to be it. But the Warriors are going to have to play more sound basketball. They were sloppy in that series against Memphis. I don't care what nobody says. That Golden State team was playing pretty sloppy. And I get it. Mike Brown was the coach. Steve Kerr right there. So maybe the players kind of felt like, substitute teacher here. Let's make his life hell for a little bit. Until the regular teacher gets back. She's on maternity leave. But this is playoffs. There's no excuse for that inconsistent play that the Warriors had against Grizzlies. It's too much danger with Luka Doncic on the other side to be doing that. Because if you start getting sloppy on in turnovers and giving Dallas extra possessions, and next thing you know, Luka's getting hot, and the next thing you know, now Spencer Dinwiddie's getting hot, and Brunson is getting loose, and then next thing you know, that one game's going to fuck around and turn into this series to Game 7. And you know how Game 7s go. It go either way. Somebody's either going to get their ass blown off, or they damn sure going to have a close game. And you better hope you're on the winning side of one of those. They should. I said they should mop the floor with Dallas. Should. And I know it's playoffs, and this may not mean anything, but Dallas won the regular season series 3-1, I believe. So if anything, Dallas should feel some type of way like, hey, man, we beaten y'all three out of 4 times in the regular season. We can do it again. But this is playoffs. I'm just saying that to that caveat who people are going to say it. They're like, well, you know, Golden State could beat Dallas in the regular season. Somebody's going to say it. Somebody's going to say it. Then on the East, man, you got Boston and Miami. If I'm Miami Heat, I'm worried. I'm going Boston in 6. And as much as I hate to go Boston in 6, I'm just looking at the team defense. Because it's the team defense that Boston is doing. Game 1 is at, I believe, is Golden State. So the only game I'm calling that Dallas wins is game 3, and which will be the first game in Dallas. So that's the only one I'm going to say that they're going to get. I'll double check for you in just a second, and let me unlock the phone. But over in Boston, Celtics Heat start tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and then Mavericks Warriors start on Wednesday in Golden State. But here's what I'm worried about with the Heat. Tyler Hero hasn't been playing well. Bam Adebayo's been kind of, up and down. Haven't heard much of Duncan Robinson. Haven't heard much of really anybody else for Miami. Kyle Lowry's been hurt. It's pretty much been Jimmy Buckets. My man spelled fuck Boston backwards. Oh, I love it. So this is what scares us with the Heat. You haven't seen a lot of great offensive or consistent offensive production from a lot of people besides Jimmy Butler. And so if I'm Boston, I'm licking my chops. And the reason why I'm licking my chops is because look what you've done so far. Look at what you've done so far. Oh, Kyrie and KD. You swept them. Good team defense. Okay, we're going to get Giannis. We know what he's going to do. He wants to get to the cup. You guys were roughing him up so bad. You literally had him tired. And he's missing easy gimmies. He's missing high percentage shots at the cup. There was a few times yesterday that old Giannis was tired. Coming up short on layups. Contested layups, yes, they were contested, but still missing them. That's his bread and butter, right? So here's my thing, you folks. If this team defense with Boston is literally roughing up on KD and Kyrie, swept them. They literally drained Giannis Antetokounmpo for all his energy, taking the game 7. Get him up out of there. What do you think's gonna happen with Jimmy Butler? Especially with the Heat's team right now. If somebody can name me a very effective offensive production player right now, not named Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo's been kind of up and down. Kind of up and down. He's probably the only name that might come to mind. Tyler Hero, he's supposed to be the shooter. I haven't seen much of him. Anybody seen him? Duncan Robinson, he's supposed to be the other shooter. Kyle Lowry's, working out his wardrobe, sitting on the bench, hurt. Jimmy Butler's been doing Jimmy Butler things. Let me be the glue that holds everything together. And so when you look at Miami, and it's not a dig on them, I like the Miami team. They're scrappy. They fight. They're hungry. Who's this offensive production is going to come from? Not named Jimmy Butler. It said I never realized Jimmy G and Kawhi Leonard talents are both were heavily regarded as defensive prospects that developed into an offensive juggernaut. And to take that a little bit further, Smitty, because I think you're onto something. Detroit Mail had the best comparison of Jimmy Butler. And the same thing is almost similar with Kawhi, because I think they're almost one and the same. Jimmy Butler is that player that does a lot of things good. You probably can't pinpoint anything that he is elite at, but he does a lot of things good. He's a good shooter, not the greatest of shooters. He's a good defender, not the greatest of defenders. But he does a lot of things good. He can rebound, assist, score. All the elements of basketball, he does them good. But he's not elite at all of them. And so right now, if you ask me, Jimmy Butler's probably, he is the best player on the Miami Heat team. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Jack of all trades is better than a master of none. And I give you that. Because he's not a master of none, but he is a jack of all trades. So I wholeheartedly agree with that statement right there, Smitty. So, but the thing is, this is what scares me. If Boston clamps him down, then what? So Struz put up 28 in Game 6 for Miami. That's cool. That's good. Can I get multiple games of that? This is a series of 7, best of 7. And so I got to win 4. It's cool if you give me 1. I prefer you give me all four games. I prefer you give me 4 games of that production so that we can win the series. But I mean, I think it's going to be a good series. I'm going Boston in 6, very reluctantly, but I'm just looking at the matchup wise. That team defense of Boston has been taking down better offensive skilled players than Jimmy Butler. Just saying. So I just think they're the better team right now. But I won't be shocked if Miami wins. That's all I'm saying. So either way, I don't have a dog in this fight. It can go either way, but if I was a betting man, I'd go Boston. Another interesting conversation we had on the Facebook page, which you see scrolling on the bottom of your screen. So if you have not joined the I.O.W Sports Network Facebook page, look at that address on the bottom of the screen. And so the other day, Phil Jackson, legendary coach, former coach of the Chicago Bulls, the 6P, former coach of the 3P in LA, and 2 more with Kobe in LA, weighed his option in the other day. and said, I prefer to keep Russell Westbrook and trade LeBron James. And at first I'm like, well, what the hell are you smoking on, Phil? And no, why would you do that? And hell, why don't you just get rid of both of them? And after a few days of actually thinking about it, I know why I feel sick. Thank you, Matt. Always on time. Thank you. Thank you very much. So after thinking about it, I actually agree with Phil. And the only reason why I agree with Phil Jackson on keeping Russell Westbrook and trading LeBron James is because of this only factor. Right now, or going into next year, the cap hit of LeBron James is $43 million, if I'm correct. And the cap hit of Russell Westbrook next year is $47 million. Here's the difference between these two players. And I think they play the same style of basketball. Ball dominant for no damn reason. Dribble, need the ISO, and gotta get to the cup. Not prolific shooters, not prolific free throw shooters, but they need to get to the cup. And as much as I don't like LeBron James, I still have to recognize the fact that he is still a needle mover. He is still, his value in the trade, and as in rebuilding your team, you will get more back by trading LeBron James than you would Russell Westbrook. Let's be honest, nobody wants to take on Russell Westbrook's contract for what you get on the court. Ding, 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 that's obvious. But what you can get back is a person like LeBron James who's going to, hey, I need some pieces back for this man. Oh, so what? He's 38. You see what he's still doing? Come on, he's still important. He's still leaping out the gym. He's still LeBron, or somewhat version of it. Believe it or not, LeBron still puts asses in seats, money in pockets. He's going to take care of your business side of the basketball. So, as crazy as Phil's take was, after really thinking about it, yeah. And it's the last year of that contract. Just eat this $47 million, get as far as you can with Russell Westbrook and a whole bunch of young studs that you just got back from LeBron, and see where you go. Because knowing good and damn well, you're like, I ain't re-signing that joker. He done. He ain't getting no more dimes and pennies, no more dollars out of me. So you would get a lot of value back more from trading LaFlapa James than you would Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's trade value, his stock is if it isn't dead already, it's damn near at the point of pointless to try to trade him. Because you're going to get it, the value is not going to be there. And honestly, him being involved in the trade, his stock just isn't. LeBron James' stock is still blockbuster, believe it or not. What's going on, little boxes? So as much as I made fun of Phil Jackson for that statement last week, after carefully thinking about it with less emotions and more business sense for your basketball team, to me, it makes perfect sense. You could possibly get some of those trades or draft picks back that you've been trading away to get Russell Westbrook, to get Anthony Davis. You could possibly get some of those first-round draft picks back. You know? So just thought about it. I'm glad I thought about it. 'Cause I'm like, thought Phil was crazy at first, but I'm like, you're on to something, Philly. You're on to something. All right, y'all. That is episode 179 in the books. Don't forget, please do not forget, we are now on at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 11. Just due to some personal reasons, because I, got a new occupation that has me up early and late. So I'm up early, but I'm working crazy hours. So I'm getting off in the afternoon, and I am dog shit tired. And I didn't want to keep falling asleep on y'all. And Matt jumping in my DMs, so like, yo, you having a show tonight? And next thing I know, I'm asleep all day, every day. But look, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is a new starting time for I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl edition with your boy Wildcard Mar. Check me out. Same 11th hour, same Wildcard Mar. It's been real, y'all. Peace and love. Y'all have a fantastic Tuesday.
Yo, sound like hell to the earth. Let's get it. Let's go. Yeah. Alright, let me get serious this time. Yo, I'm on my God of War shit. All the war spits, let the bass kick, nigga, feel the fucking floor lift. Watch your pores rip from these razor blade fingertips. Smoke hit your face like a hammer fist. Outstanding with suicidal flow. Nose diving to a free fall. Speedball, cannonball, jerking out on Adderall. I just watch the bodies fall. Supercharged like Dragon Ball. When I spit this fire out my mouth, you hear the dragon skull. Daily with explosiveness, you're softer than some woven silk. Grind the rapper's flesh in the syrup and call it muscle milk. So nutritious, my hunger forever endless. I'm vicious and bloodthirsty, my nigga. I handle business pretentious, I leave them injured. Eating figures for dinner, underground like Matt the Splinter, then hibernate for the winter. Illiterate, so I can give a fuck about the sentence. Belligerent, so I don't give a fuck about repentance. Johnny plays with a bag of haze, over roast spirits. I'm forced to be reckoned with when I'm beating all limits. These lyrics are packed with venom. Rattlesnakes in the kitchen, cooking the recipes full of poison. I leave them finished.
Come to punches, yo, I only landed threes. These thick-fied MCs is copping plan B. Never was a M fan, they can't stand me. Been dope since before Hope sampled Annie. If it's smoke, I ain't gon' blame the jammy, cause smoke my hands is nicer than your granddaddy. Don't spar less you a piece and a half. If you same boat when I put feet on the track, I fuck MCs up, I'm bringing evil back. Yea, though I walk through the valley, I push it. They gon' find rappers that got at me in my footprints. The embodiment of cocaine and no-dos. I got a habit of pulling souls through nose holes. Open your old hole, sugar you sweet. If it's BP, I'll bring it to your door like Uber Eats.
Deliver a fade to all you niggas, I just wanna unload. Basking and scream on my foes, find a way to compose. The ashes play up my throat, pull them fuse up the dope. Blow a ring of the smoke, terrorize all the small fires, wash them down with a coke.
Viciously viscous, I flow like rape whispers. You wishless spitters will beat the Big Dipper. Further away, bitch, you ain't clapping shit. Keep playing G, the mask don't fit. You tonic water MCs minus the flavor. I'm the illest since my mom went into labor. Sick with it, slick with it, punchlines is a major. You motherfuckers to sit back.